Joining us now, Scoggins Berg, faith lead for one.org. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about the One campaign and how faith drives your mission, Scoggins.
Yes, our biggest priority is to use our voices in the public square for healthier lives and economic growth opportunities in Africa. And though we're not a faith-based organization, partnering with the local church has been a part of our DNA for the last 20 years. And so this week is the culmination of that, where we, for the first time ever, have attempted to bring in pastors from all 50 states. So we're really excited.
That is truly wonderful. And earlier this year, the Trump administration dismantled USAID, the group responsible for most of the government-funded aid programs. What impact have you seen so far?
We've been hearing stories all year, and really the pastors today are hearing stories directly from the continent about the impact. And these aren't just statistics. We heard stories today of just real lives, whether it's children not receiving food at school, to women who were a part of economic growth training seminars, just not able to come because they need to stay home. So there is a tremendous amount of impact. Many of our pastors have African ministry partners, and so they have deep connections to the continent. And many of them have never thought to enter into the public square. Of the 80 pastors here, 30 of them have never done this before. And they are inspired by this idea that when 99% of everyone who comes to a world capital, to Washington, D.C., most of them lobby on behalf of themselves or their own tribe. And I think these pastors are inspired by this idea of entering into the public square on behalf of another. And I think they believe this is the way of Jesus.
The way of Jesus. Well, Scoggins, the U.S. isn't the only country cutting foreign aid. According to a recent report from Politico, 9 nations have slashed funds for humanitarian programs. In light of what we saw during the pandemic, what impact do you think those types of widespread cuts have on global health, Scoggins? It's
sad and scary to think of the scale. As faith leaders, as pastors, we care about the one, but the scale is enormous, and we are trying to figure out a way to stop the devastation. And that is why these faith leaders are here. They have 170 meetings tomorrow on Capitol Hill to share their heart, to share why they care, and to see if Congress, they understand the shutdown. They are going to come in with empathy and understanding. It is a hard time. They are deeply committed to their communities and domestic challenges, but they're saying we can do both. We can focus on what our issues are here, but we can also help our neighbor across the ocean. And so they are wanting to really see if we can really keep things on track, because we're at a place now where if we were to just stop everything, lives are just, people are going to die.
170 meetings on the Hill. That is a busy schedule. Wow. One thought was that the cuts to foreign aid would cause some countries to be self-reliant. Are we seeing that happen?
Yes, and that is what we are advocates for, is sustainability and self-reliance. In many countries, just speaking of PEPFAR alone, the pastors will be talking about the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. There are multiple countries graduating from that program. That has always been the goal. And so we're really seeing an opportunity now where, particularly with these new miracle drugs with HIV/AIDS, an end to this. But we're right at the final lap, and we need to keep running.
Scoggins Berg, thank you so much for this wonderful insight with one.org. Thank you for your time.